emotional enlightenment consultant. What is that? What is emotional enlightenment? Enlightenment. What do you think about when you hear the word enlightenment? Enlightenment. Emotional enlightenment. What is that? Emotions. What are emotions? Emotions. Feelings. Emotional enlightenment, meaning feeling good, feeling happy, right? You as an individual have emotions. We know when we're happy, we know when we're sad, we know when we are confident, when we know we're fearful, we also know when we feel loved. But why do we create this community? Why it is, and what is emotional enlightenment? Why do we need to enlighten ourselves? Why? From what I learned is that we humans, right? You encounter things in life, encounter many things in life. Things happened, challenges, problems, mistakes we make. We just encounter many problems. And we have good experiences too, right? Life, we have good experience. That's human babies, right? They come out the mommy's tummy pure, joyful all the time. Do you notice that babies are usually really happy all the time? They see anyone, they just feel happy. They gravitate to you. They don't judge. They just look at you and smile. You smile at them, they smile back at you. Not like some adult, you smile at them, they look back at you, and then what are you staring at? Right? Do you notice that? What's the difference? Why? What makes the baby smile back at you? And what may the other adults, sometimes you see them on the street, they just stare at you and think you're crazy if you say hi to them. Some people will say hi to you back, but some people just look at you. What are you staring at? Right? I'm not sure if you come across some people like that. And what makes difference? And this is what I'm going to talk about here in this video, and why I'm so passionate about what we do, helping you handle your emotions. Oh, I can write it here because it's gonna be upside down, but I'll do it anyway. Emotions, right? Emotional enlightenment. Emotion. Okay, this is the mind, right? I'm going to pretend. Imagine this is your mind, and your mind has two parts: the conscious mind. Conscious mind, and then the subconscious mind. There are two parts. In life, everything has two sides. White, black, good, and bad. Think about anything, earth, sky, whatever, up and down. Everything has two sides. Doesn't matter what it is, always two sides. This is called the law of polarity, right? So even your mind, your own mind, has the conscious part and the subconscious part, right? Even in a corporation, there's employee and employer, right? So when it comes to your mind, the conscious part and the subconscious part, the conscious part is the part, right? It's a smaller part. Well, I would say smaller part, okay? Smaller, what do I mean by smaller part? It means it takes information. You see, your mind takes the outside world by absorbing from, oops, let me see my phone, no, what happened? Resume. Oh my God, what happened? Okay, there we go. No, something happened. Okay, there we go. Back to our teaching. Right, the subconscious part of the mind is, our mind absorbs the outside world for information, right? What we see, what we hear, what we taste, what we feel, what we touch, right? Everything that comes from outside, we bring them into those five senses, right? And those five senses again, what you see, what you hear, what you taste, what you feel, and what you smell. And that's how you connect the outside world to your inside world, right? Well, consciously, your mind can only absorb, It's 126 bits of information per second, right? That means consciously, you can only absorb that much information. Means you can only focus on certain things at a time, right? This is the conscious mind. So it's like the CEO of a company. They only do certain things. They only make decisions. They don't do the tedious tasks in the factory, whatever, right? So that's the CEO. It's more like the CEO of a company. So the conscious mind is CEO of your body, which includes the mind and the body. While the subconscious part of your mind, this is a good one, absorbs everything, whether you pay attention to the outside world or not, whether you pay attention or not, your subconscious mind absorbs lots and lots of information, even though you're not aware of it. Why? Because it absorbs 2 million bits, bits of information per second. Think about that. The conscious mind only brings in 126 bits of information per second to your mind. That means you look at something, you pay attention, you focus on it, even though you think you're absorbing a lot consciously, but it's only 126 versus 2 million bits of information per second. What does that mean? Think about when you were a child and automatically you learn how to speak a language, the way your mom and dad speak, or your friends speak a language, and all of a sudden you're not even aware or purposely learning it, but just by listening them in the background, you automatically know how to speak a language. Why? Is because your subconscious mind can absorb many things. Even though you're driving, you're actually seeing things, like you're absorbing information without even focus on it, because your subconscious mind is that powerful, right? So when people say, I'm not sure if you're a parent like me. I'm a parent. I noticed that, oh my God, your son or your daughter act exactly like you. It's great when they're good, right? But what happened when those actions that they do are not so good? And they're young. Where did they learn it from? Do you, for example, if they're doing something not so good, showing anger, just acting out, whatever, you might not enjoy it, but you probably wonder, where did they learn that from? If all their life you're the one who surround them, right? You're the one who take care of them. You're the one who might not mean to, just sometimes even jokingly tease them or say something negative. They absorb it. They absorb whatever you give out, even energy, right? So even though you're not aware of it, whatever you do, whatever you say, intentionally or unintentionally, your environment absorb it, right? Like our energy, like our trees, they're absorbing our energy. Carbon dioxide, we are absorbing the air from the tree, right? From the trees around us. And sometimes you can't even see it, but then that's how much information your subconscious mind can absorb, tons of those things. So when I say emotional enlightenment, meaning if you are feeling something, if you're feeling stuck, if you're feeling sad, probably perhaps for no reason, like feeling depressed and don't know where it comes from. Maybe in this video I'm going to share with you where those negative emotions come from, all right? So you understand later on how what we do, why we do it, and like how powerful it is to handle those emotions and where they come from. So you understand that you are a beautiful person. You are actually a pure person. You're actually pure means you're actually beautiful and because some of the what is it called? Some of the negative past experience are blocking your beauty. All right. Another example. Let me share with you. Like a garden, right? Imagine your mind is like a garden, and over time, garden, right? You have a garden. There will be like it's hard to control the weather, the storm, the nature, right? Over time, weeds come out, and if you don't, what happens when you neglect to take care of those little weeds come out in your garden? What happened? Over time, more weeds and weeds shows up in your garden, and now they overtake the flower. There's so much weeds in your garden, you can even see the beauty of the flowers and the trees. And not just that, the weeds probably take all the nutrients from the flower, the nutrients that you get supposed to feed the flower, because you haven't been able to handle the weeds of your garden. Now what happens, right? So sadness or other negative emotion that you experience as you go about life, accidentally or intentionally just accumulate probably without even wanting to, or your parents or your environment probably accidentally pass it to you and you're not aware of it. Maybe your parents haven't even learned how to handle certain incidents in life, right? So, or handle their own emotions properly, and then now pass it to you. So which is good, right? Whatever happens, please forgive your parents, because I believe everybody is doing their best, even yourself too. If you are not where you want to be, forgive yourself. Why? Because again, some of the stuff we haven't learned intentionally, right? A lot of them just given to us unintentionally, which is good, because there's a good way, there's a method that you can actually learn how to remove those or handle those negative emotions. Right? Like there's a method you can actually call somebody to help you, clean the garden, or you do it yourself. If you don't know how to do it, what's going to happen? You might mess up, and it's going to take longer. But if you call somebody to help you do it, it's going to be faster. Somebody who's been trained like us how to do it. Okay, so sadness over time, when not handled, becomes a lot, even though it might not a lot, right? If, for example, if you remember a time in your past when you were young, something you did or other people did make you feel sad, even though it wasn't a big deal, but you still experience that sadness, right? That emotion, right? That make something that make you feel sad, and over time you didn't handle it. Just a little thing, right? But you carried that like a little weed, right? You didn't handle it. You didn't have someone who tell you it's okay. Business. It's okay. You didn't learn from the experience, right? You didn't learn from the experience. You didn't learn something positive from it, right? For example, when you were young, right? You asked your mom for something, and maybe when you were young, you asked her for some money to buy some clothes, and she didn't give it to you and it made you feel sad. Or you wanted to have nice clothes, but you couldn't do it. But you didn't have the money, and you asked your parents, and your parents couldn't give it to you, and that made you feel sad, right? If you feel sad from that, for example, and that little sad feeling, your mom might not think it's a big deal, but you experience that sadness moment, and then okay, if that haven't been resolved, if you didn't reframe it in a way, or maybe my parents needed the money for the house. Maybe she's doing her best. Maybe she didn't have it. It's okay. I'll get a job. Maybe next time she would be better. So if you didn't turn that sad moment into something positive or even neutral, then over time, a next incident happened in your life. Maybe when you go to school, and you wanted to you wanted to do a job like maybe make a team or so, and you didn't make it, and other students that you know make it to a team, a sports team, and then again you feel sad, right? A little bit. You feel a little bit sad. You came home, you tell your mom said, oh, maybe you don't have the skill, maybe we didn't have money to train you to be better, whatever that incident, even though it's not a big deal, but still an incident that create that feeling of sadness. And then over time, what happened? All this accumulation of sadness might become depression, a lot, right? So now it's like how many incidents of sadness that you haven't been able to handle to something neutral or something positive, learn from it. And now, when you're like 40, 50, you can do, for example, little incident like what you call it? You try to go out and ask somebody to go out with you, and you feel so sad because they went out with someone else. It prevents you from never date again because you ask one person, you feel rejected. You just for one incident, someone didn't want to go out with you, and then all of a sudden you feel depressed. You think you are not good enough. You think you are not worthy enough. You think that you're not pretty enough, right? Normally, if you have resolved all those incidents of sadness from the past and resolve it, and now this incident of asking someone to go out with you. So if you're female, that's okay too, right? If he doesn't want to go out with you, then you can literally say, oh, sad for one moment, right? Oh, of course, we human, we experience sadness, right? Okay, maybe in that 30 seconds, maybe 30 minutes, whatever. You can feel sad about it. But if you resolve all those previous sad experience, you instantly find a way to handle this incident. Like your mind would automatically feel okay, right? Handle you, because if you haven't resolved the past experience, it's heavy. It's like 10, I don't know how many incidents you might have in the past, right? Right, 10 incidents plus this one incident, that's 11 incidents versus one incident that you have to handle. Imagine how heavy that is. How heavy that is, right? You add all the past, people can carry your baggage, bring your past to the present. It's because the past experience haven't been let go. So, what do you do instead? The moment you experience sadness, if you can control those emotions immediately, that's what it's called, emotional enlightenment. So what we do is, a lot of people who have a lot of past negative emotions, sadness, we call them baggage, hasn't been released. We are actually here to guide them to the past. And a lot of times, many people are not able to do themselves, to go back to, some of them actually goes back, not just when they were like 12 years old, 11 years old. Some of their experience goes all the way back to when they're in their mommy's tummy as a fetus, because the fetus and the mom share the same blood. So whatever the mom feels, the baby, the fetus feel, right? So the first time you experience moment of sadness and release that, right? It's moment like energy, right? Sadness is a negative energy. You can like release it, clean it, give it a different meaning. When you release that negative energy, that all negative emotions or all emotions are stored in a line, in categories, right? Sadness are all stored in one file. Happiness stored in another file. So all emotions, like everything else, are stored beautifully. So which means you can actually go back and find the first time you experience sadness or happy or joy. You can do that the first time you experience the most joy in your life. You can actually think back right now. But of course, with hypnosis, which allow, like hypnosis is sort of meditation, which relaxes your body, so your body your mind get access to the subconscious part of the mind. But most of us use the conscious mind, and only doing meditation where the conscious mind go for a break, and then you go and speak to the subconscious part of the mind, right? So what's gonna happen is, doing hypnotherapy and a couple of tools and NLP, you get to go back to the very, very first time where you experience sadness, and then release that. And then once you release, some of the clients we know that can go back to past life as well, or generations. It's energy, we're humans, energy, right? So there's a lot of things in you that you might not see it, but you can feel it anyway. So go back to the first time you experience sadness and release, like all the emotions are stored in a line, and then once you take care of the first one, the rest of them just release by itself, follows through, right? That's one negative emotions that can be released, and that's something that you can do too. That's why once the negative emotions are let go, now it's like negative energy in your body, free yourself, right? Set yourself free, like emotionally set yourself free. Emotion is an energy. It's a good energy and bad energy. And most of the things that hold you back, make you feel sad, and negative energy. So once you release all the negative energy, now there's more space for more positive energy, and then you get to feel enlightening, so free. Nothing holds you back. Yes, life will have challenge, might make you feel sad again, but instead of having to deal with all the previous one, now you only have to deal with one. So this is how you handle emotions, especially the emotions that make you feel negatively. All right, so I'm very proud to be doing this with you. If you have any memories with anyone, with anything, memories, event that happened in your life that is still making you feel either angry, sad, frustrated, worried, feeling rejected, just guilty, right? We're human. We accumulate a lot of negative energy, or make you feel hurt. Could be a person, could be a thing, and you still have those negative emotions in you. It's time to let them go, right? So you can move forward faster. Let go of the negative energy, and then move towards the things that you want faster. It's like emptying the garbage in the garden comes out with a beautiful, cleaner, nicer garden. All right. So this is something that you can do if you still have things that you feel are negatively impacting you. Let us know. We'd love to show you how. Thank you. Okay.
Great.